Yes, guys, welcome back to flatcapeurotalk. And in this one, I'm going to be doing kind of a review of the whole sort of squad, what these kind of signings mean for how the squad rotation could look like, and why maybe it is a great signing for us to be signing Bentancur and Kulusevski, because I think we're not thinking about maybe what the squad rotation, what the squad depth actually might end up looking like. So this is what I'm going to break down here for very quickly for you. We're going to look at the 3-5-2. A lot of people have liked the 3-5-2, a bit more solidity in the midfield, don't get overrun as much. But the problem is that we do have to rely on the wingbacks a bit more, and certainly we didn't upgrade that during the windows. That must be said. But I think with the signing of Kulusevski and Bentancur, you could see how they could improve the 3-5-2 here, where this would be our normal fully fit 3-5-2. This is what it looked like before. We have to also remember that the inclusion now of Romero and Sonny are going to almost feel like two new signings as it is. So this is what our fully fit 3-5-2 looked like before. And then if we were to, let's say, remove the likes of Kane, Højbjerg, Son, let's say some of those, maybe Højbjerg gets a red card. Sonny pulls up for kind of an injury. Harry Kane gets that ankle injury. Let's see how Bentancur and Kulusevski could kind of help us out. We can still kind of make a decent 3-5-2 here. And I've even taken out Emerson. I've taken out Region. So you can see Sessegnon there. You can see Doherty out wide. You can see Skip, Bentancur, and Winks. I think that's a pretty solid midfield, to be fair. Maybe I know we could shoot a lot higher than that, but I don't know. I think that wouldn't be the worst midfield by any means, especially defensively, very solid, good at keeping possession, that sort of kind of midfield, I would say. And then Bergwijn and Kulusevski, I mean, that could be a decent combination actually up top when you do think about it. Two players that are good with their feet or with their back to goal. I would say their feet are or they are pretty good with their back to goal. I would say, especially Bergwijn has shown that he is able to kind of back into a defender and hold up the ball for us in maybe a surprising way. And maybe Kulusevski could do a bit of the same. But those two up top together, I actually feel like they could be a bit dangerous. You could do the same thing with Lucas and Kulusevski up top. Could be a bit dangerous. I actually like the looks of it. And again, let's say Eric Dyer gets hurt. You could see Romero, stepping in the center back position there. We've kind of struggled since Romero's been injured and Dyer's been injured. There was nobody who could really play that middle center back position. And to a degree, you could probably say that Romero could easily just step in. Let's say Eric Dyer gets hurt. Then Sanchez can fill in the role that he does very well at right sided center back. Hopefully, Ben Davies still stays fit. Solid defense. Obviously, you have Lloris still back there, but then Sessegnon, could be is still a good backup for Reggie. Probably a bit disappointed with Doherty, but that would be the one that you would probably have your most worries with, would maybe be Doherty there. And I think that just shows how much these two signings do kind of help us out a lot, and how maybe we should be a bit optimistic about these signings and how they are very useful to Conte, and they really can help him kind of step in. Kulusevski, everybody, I feel like he can be a backup number 9, or kind of he's someone who can kind of fill in as a number 9. He has the height, he has the strength, but also he has done it before where he's played in a front two before with Sweden alongside Isaac or Alexander Isak from Real Sociedad. So I feel like it's not kind of a made up myth that, he can play as a second striker. He can play as a second striker. He's quite comfortable with it. So this is why I feel like, wouldn't be a bad squad. And this kind of, I feel like, needs to be kind of spoken about. Let's say Harry Kane is out for this one, then you can have a plethora of choices to continue the 3-5-2 here. Again, with the Kulusevski signing, I feel like you can make the 3-5-2 a bit more dangerous, where now, let's say Harry Kane is out, but Sonny's still available. You can do like Sonny and Kulusevski. You could do Sonny and Bergwijn. You could do Sonny and Lucas. I mean, how could that could be, those are all decent combinations. And things that Antonio Conte, I think, could work with. Still have Region there. Now we have Emerson back. You see a midfield of Skip, Højbjerg, and Bentancur. I mean, those are three hard-hitting midfielders. It would be really hard to be able to get the ball through those three, because they all love to get stuck in, and they all are decent in possession as well. And I feel like that would be a very difficult team to get past. Let's say Harry Kane wasn't fit for a team like Liverpool or Chelsea or some major team that maybe we would come up against. You would actually say that this would be a decent lineup, especially in that midfield. That midfield looks rock solid. So this would kind of show the capabilities of Bentancur, is that he can actually make that midfield look rock solid. And you still have Dyer, Romero, Davies in the back. So there is the 3-5-2. You can see how with the signing of Kulusevski with Bentancur, how it can really help out our 3-5-2. Very useful signings for Conte. We're just going to quickly go through the 3-4-3 fully fit squad of the 3-4-3. This is what it looked like before, when we didn't have any injuries or anything. This is what the 3-4-3 looked like. Some people prefer the 3-4-3. I could see why, especially maybe against smaller teams. I feel like this formation does kind of help us dominate them a bit more, and also kind of just does make the defense really wobble for the opposition. So I do kind of see why people like this formation. With this one, we would have no Hoiberg again, no Kane, no Sonny. Let's see what the 3-4-3 looks like without those three. We and actually a few more as well. So Emerson is gone. Region is gone. Dyer is gone as well. We see Doherty there. Sessegnon. We see Romero again stepping in the middle of the back three. And then a midfield two of Bentancur, Skip. We kind of constantly have complained that Winks doesn't do well in the two-man midfield, whether it be alongside Skip, whether it be alongside Hoiberg. And now with Bentancur, we can actually kind of solve that problem, and we can allow Skip and Bentancur to be able to play together, two kind of hard-hitting defensive sort of midfielders, but also can get up and down the pitch, I feel like. So I feel it's a decent combination that kind of must be kind of thought about. And I think, again, it just shows the quality that Bentancur can add to us, the squad depth that he can add to us. And then as well, you can see, let's say if we didn't have Harry Kane or Sonny, Bergwijn could play up top, Kulusevski could play up top, Lucas could play up top. It'd be a very fluid front three that actually, let's say Harry Kane and Sonny are gone. This is not a bad formation to go with. You go for a very fluid front three, try to maybe grab the game right away, then hand it over to maybe Harry Winks comes in for one of the front three players, and you form a 3-5-2 to kind of lock up shop and finish out the rest of the game. So I feel like this fluid front three is also looking quite dangerous, to be honest. So again, the signing of Kulusevski and the signing of Bentancur does really make this whole team, I feel like, look a whole lot better. That was the whole point of kind of this video, just to kind of say, I know we wanted that third signing. I know we really needed that third signing. I'd said that multiple times on the Irish Hotspur. Two signings is an absolute bare minimum. I mean, if we don't get two signings, honestly, there should be riots. But a third signing is what we really desperately need. And we didn't get that third signing, which is a disappointment. But with all the outgoings now, Antonio Conte has a much smaller squad to work with, which I think really does help him out. He has a much better squad, I think, in terms of players that will really want to fight for him and play for the badge and fight for Conte. I think is also a huge added benefit with some of the outgoings, but only time will tell. But I really do feel like everybody, these signings of Bentancur and Kulusevski really help us out in terms of the headaches that Antonio Conte has had to deal with. Also, the incomings of Sonny and Romero certainly will help and will feel like new signings in themselves as well. Hopefully you enjoyed. Please like, please subscribe. Did kind of a bit of a Spurs breakdown here, so hopefully you enjoyed it. A bit kind of new around the channel, just getting my kind of thoughts in general on kind of what I feel like these signings could do for us. But hopefully you enjoyed it. Again, please leave your comments down below if you feel like I missed anything or anything that you maybe thought that kind of disagree with, or just, want to maybe kind of pick my brain on maybe what you think the future of this season could look like. See you down there in the comments. As always, please like, please subscribe. Come on, you Spurs, and I'll be seeing you.